Hello sports fans, let's do some color grading today. So today we are color grading the footage which was shot in 5.2K anamorphic. That is the Urmila trip, and I hope you saw the first part, the vlog version, and this is gonna be the second part. I'm not gonna grade everything, I'm just gonna show you bits and pieces of what I usually do. Okay, so here's the nice shot, some kind of bird, and let's see what we have in here. Usually I would go with CinemaScope aspect ratio, which means that you go into settings, master settings, timeline resolution, and then you choose scope 239, right? So you could go here and immediately a frame is 239 by 1. Let me just continue here because it will be easier for everybody to understand what we're doing here. And yes, and then you need to stretch it, right? And you need to stretch it by using the retime and scaling in the inspector. So in the video tab, retime and scaling, that's the last one. Scaling, stretch, boom, automatically, right? So it doesn't do it for everybody. You have to select all the clips. That's what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. And stretch, right? So this is the actual size. Let me get back to that. Okay, so here's another one, right? This footage was shot on what was it? This one, these are two footages that these things were shot on two types of lenses. So 55 to 200 zoom lens, APS-C, that's the native Canon lens for crop sensors. And also if you go back in the beginning, these shots were made with the Helios, the famous Helios, right? So let me just, okay, yeah, so here's the bird. That's the pretty much the shot. Got some skies over there. We have so everything, most of the parts were made with dual ISO, so it took like 9 hours to convert it. And but some shots were just straight out of the system, raw, without any merge or conversion in terms of dual ISO merge. Okay, so what are we having here? We have an out of focus footage. Well, I'm half blind, so sorry. Anyway, we've got so what I usually do, I go to raw tab, I do clip. There are no highlights, so nothing to clip. This is the pretty much the footage you have in here. I would adjust the color temperature dependent on what I want. There's no rule, right? There is no rule. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can make it golden, you can make it sad blue, depends on what you want, right? A lot of people then will use LUTs, and this is something that we're gonna discuss today. So okay, so something like that, right? It's not a pure white, but I don't want a pure white. I don't want a white white. I want a sad white. This is a sad white. And what's missing? Oh, okay. So we convert everything into Blackmagic. Why? Because we need Cinematch, some outdated tech that everybody uses. So in there we're gonna use an import for the lens itself, for the camera itself, and we're gonna convert it into RE log C, right? Same sad footage. Now when you apply Rec 709 transform, everything becomes super dark. Why? Well, that's the thing that you need to know, because data travel from one side to another side. I prefer full to limited. It's easier for me to recover shadows after that. This is where the exposure kicks in. Okay, so I kinda super expose it, and then I start dialing down on the shadows. I would squeeze some gain. We have highlights here, right? You see right here in the back, right here in the back, we have it. But then you need to increase the gain again. So what happens to the white? It kinda start becoming white. So here we go. That's the footage, right? And you can leave with that. You can work with that. You can do whatever you want after that. You can increase a little bit of shadows, and then you add another node. I mean, you could do many nodes, but if you have 198 clips, you have to work faster. So you could actually go and create some power grades, and let's say add this one right here on top. Boom! Different image. Everything is like super moody with some shadows killed in action, and this is where you can actually start operating and I don't know, do whatever you want, right? But let's get back to LUTs. So this is the image we have right now, and it's kind of ready to work with, right? What I'm gonna do after that, I'm gonna go and apply LUT. Some LUTs that I just prefer because they are good looking. Somebody invested a lot of money into money. By money I mean time. A lot of time by creating them and allowing us to use it for free from freshluts.com. So we remove 709 transform, and then we apply CST, and we use exactly the same settings to transform it into Cineon, right? Everybody likes Cineon, and depends on what you want and what you see in the image. You can use mapping method, but I'm not gonna do anything because this image is pretty okay. And this is where you have I have different types of LUTs here, and but for example, if I want to go for something golden, then I would go with, for example, warm. This one, it's a bit washed out, a bit dull, but pretty cinematic. See, I mean, this is where you can actually add something in between, and for example increase saturation for certain areas, like for example in HDR let's increase saturation for shadows, right? So we're gonna dial down on exposure and shadows, and also at the same time increase the saturation on shadows, and this will create something different from what you could see in the very beginning. And for example, for the light one, we could go with something like making it more red blue, or it was a pretty cloudy day, so we could just go here, and yeah, so this is the look. It is still dull, but it's softer. It's more, let's say, it is more subtle. It's not that screaming at you, right? With all the colors and everything. You can do noise reduction after that. You could do something like, depending on the machine, you could do this and then add another node for this to remove some chroma. And what you can also do, you can increase the level of details. That also helps sometimes to do that, to make it a little bit more crispier, but don't overdo it, because in some cases it just kills the image, kills the mood, right? So this is dull. That's one thing, right? Let's have a look at some images from the beach. Here's a woman standing. I don't know her, but this is telephoto lens, right? So I'm using this telephoto lens. This is the moment from the Knocking on Heaven's Door ending. So what can we do? I mean, I wouldn't do anything, right? Just clean it up a bit, but then let's apply the LUTs directly, right? Let's apply a LUT that would make it look like this, right? So Grimerta is one of my favorite LUTs. This one is a little bit red. This one is sad. You can add a music here, and that's it. When I saw that woman standing over there, I didn't realize that she was with a kid and a husband and whatever, but she was standing there alone, maybe checking her emails on the phone, most probably. But that moment, I was like, I need to take this shot. So let's do right away. Let's lock this and stabilize this shot. I wouldn't do that in real life, because you want those shaky hands filming that moment, because of course, and you want those shaky hands, right? Because the situation allows us to do that. But so what we don't like here is that there's no separation. So in order to do some separation, we need to first of all make sure that this image is is opened up. So we're gonna open it up a bit, go down on the shadows, add some mid-tone details here. Here we go. But what about water? Water is off the focus, and as most of my footages, I hate focus. So let's dehancer it. So we have not dehancer, dehaze it. So we dehaze it, but we're not gonna do like 100% dehaze. We're not gonna do it soft dehaze, but then I'm gonna up the shadows, a little bit of this, and then here we go. Yeah, and then let's make something like here, a little bit softer. Then we take the red, bring the red down a little bit, and there's a lot of green, right? So we want green up here, but we want it down here. So now it's a different image, and it has some mood in it, right? That's the image. So color grading is what you actually want in the end, not somebody. Oh, of course, unless you work with somebody who's looking for the looks, but you're the artist, right? So you can do whatever you want with that footage, and if you like it, why not, right? So this is another image, completely different mood. Boom, same, different thing. We see people, we kill the shadows, kill the gain, different mood, right? Here. What else? I think I have a footage of the birds, the water. So what's with the water here? Okay, focusing. Okay, so this is a truck, but I think I have this truck here. Yeah, that's the truck. So that's the truck with the trolley, right? I don't like this angle. Trolley and truck alone. So what are we going to do here? Here I will go with the black magic. I will go directly into Dehancer, for example, right? So I choose the camera, black magic design, 4K film, and then we are going to get rid of the grain so far right now. So disable the grain, right? We are going to compensate some exposure, play with the temperature over here, tint. Oh, I want it more green. Nothing else. Kodak. I hate Kodak. I mean, I like Kodak, but I hate it here. So let's do Portrait 400. And this is where we actually need to add some more tint, right? And temperature. We go here all the way. See, that's a completely different image. Now it's now it looks like more like what I would want to see on that day, because I am replicating my feelings from that day, being on that beach after the rainfall and after the after the first light start coming out of the clouds. We're gonna come back to grain. Well, let's see if we want to print it on this. Yeah, so I love Endura Glossy Paper comparing to the film stocks from Kodak or Fuji. Endura Glossy Paper adds some character to the shot. So let's add something here, add something here, and I don't want to open this up. I don't want to show how good the tires on this truck or this trolley is. This is not a point. This is the composition of the shot, and the composition of the shot, I want this mood to affect the viewer. I want this mood to affect the viewer, right? So these things are red. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go to HDR, and you see all that light, I can make it blue, more blue, right? I can add some redness into it, and this is a completely different look right now, right? So I'm loving it the way it is right now, but let's get back to our so color heads. I mean, you want to go into the tutorial on Dehancer. Color heads allow you to add some subtle changes to the image. It all depends on what you want at the end, right? So if you want it more warm or anything, this is how the physical process of creating an image works. This is not something that was created in 21st century. No, it was created a long time ago, and the biggest guys in the industry used it. Okay, so let's get back to we don't have anything to halate here, right? So I don't want to add halation, but maybe bloom. Yeah, it will make everything a little bit softer here, because here's the light here. And if you disable it, you just see these parts, they become more interesting. Okay, and I'm gonna play with settings. I like it the way it is, and the grain. So grain is the thing you need to embrace in terms of the idea if you actually want to use it or not. But okay, so if you enable grain right off the bat, this is what you're getting, right? Interesting, looking great, but I wouldn't use it this way. So I would use positive, which is a bit different, and I would increase the amount for positive. So this is how it works. If you add negative, then you decrease the amount. If you apply positive, then you increase the amount of grain. Why? I don't know how it works in real life. I'm not from that era, but it's just how I see it, and that's it. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna render this specific clip, and by the way, is it even stabilized? Do I need to stabilize it? Oh, it is stabilized by the lens, but let me stabilize it. Yeah, let's do, yeah. So for the stabilization strength, depending on the shot, depending on the movement of the camera, I would always go with 0.5 to get rid of those wobbling on sides, especially. But here I don't really think that it will even affect anything. Yeah, so what we're gonna do now, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the final results in the end of this footage. So thank you for being here with me today, and see you next time.